This is David with the Paranormal Sessions podcast. Well, I found out last night what's going to be coming at me. I was laying in bed and then I close my eyes and then I concentrate to see, if I can pick up anything on the other side, and there was nothing. I mean, there was some movement within the curtains, but, that's pretty much now almost every day, so that was no big deal. So I closed my eyes, and as soon as I closed my eyes, I opened my eyes again because something had contacted me from the other side. Well, it was a male spirit, but I can tell he's pretty powerful. First of all, it was a normal sized face, but it was all black, and the skin looked, I don't know, strange. I can't really describe it. Kind of like burnt, like burnt pieces of like paper or something, and then it's like plastered on his face, and then his teeth were all sharp. I mean, like like they were filed down or whatever, and then he had closely cropped hair. And the strange part, because I knew that he was powerful, is that the bookcase is right next to my bed, because I have bookcases on either side of my bed. So part of the bookcase disappeared and his head was there. He didn't look at me, he was looking straight ahead, but he had actually kind of blocked, removed part of the bookcase, so to speak. I mean, it was still there, but from the other side, he was actually putting his head there. And I have to admit, his face was pretty creepy. I mean, I've seen a lot of scary faces, but this is like, it's probably in the top 3, maybe even the top 2. But the reason I know that he's got a lot of power is that behind the bookcase, it's against the wall, there was black roots going all the way around, coming out from the back, which I've seen that to an extent, but not to that level. I mean, of course, I didn't get up to walk the other side, but from me looking at the bookcase, the roots went all the way up and then over to the top. Then, of course, it disappeared because from my line of sight, I can't see that. But yeah, I can tell this one's going to be pretty bad. And I was kind of chuckling this morning. I bring up YouTube and all that. And the first thing there was, and I'm not going to say the paranormal team, but they said it was the scariest night of their life, and I just started laughing. I thought, I wish there was a way that guy could have them see through my eyes, even for like 10 minutes. And I bet 99% of these paranormal investigators, they would never do it again, ever. But, that face, it actually spooked me a little bit. I mean, it was that bad. And then when I saw the roots coming out from behind that means he's showing me he has a lot of power. But, like I've said in the past, I'm the one, I was the one years ago that lost faith, and I told God, you need to prove to me they exist. Well, he's shown me that there's evil, and if there's evil, that means there's good, so that means there's a heaven and a hell. So, but when I saw this one about it was the scariest night of their life, I just started laughing. I thought, maybe on their level, it was the scariest night of their life. But what are they going to see? I mean, this particular paranormal thing may have already been debunked about how they fake stuff. But, and, so I was kind of glad I saw that, because it kind of, because I mean, that did spook me last night. I mean, I could tell this one's got a lot of power. And I'm sure that's due to the witch, because, that's why she kept showing me her face, that, something's going to be coming. And I knew it was going to happen fairly soon. I didn't realize it was going to happen last night, but hey, it did. That's the way it goes, and then I deal with it. But, when I saw that face, I go, yeah, this one's got a lot of power. And then when I saw all the black roots coming out from behind the bookcase, I go, yeah, this is not going to be, one day and then it's gone. He's gonna try a lot of different things, but I asked God to show that, to prove that he exists. So he showed me all the evil, and like I said, I have seen the good, like with the Holy Spirit and all that. So I can't complain about anything now. And I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the past, but a lot of or at least a lot or most um, psychic mediums, they protect themselves because they don't want to mess with evil, which is great. I don't blame them, you know. But I only protect myself to a certain point because I want to see more. So, some people think, that I need to go to like a mental facility or whatever, which, and I always say in the comments, I don't blame you from your perspective. It does look like, maybe I have mental issues. I go, but, that's why when I took that friend of mine up into Prescott, and they heard the banging on the side of the bed, and then they saw a black figure at the foot of the bed, and this person was definitely not believing in heaven and hell, thought that was all just a bunch of made up stuff. And then when I asked them, they said, well, I don't believe in good and evil. I mean that there is a heaven and hell, but now I'm to the point where I can't say absolutely I don't believe in heaven and hell. And that's what I wish more than anything, is I wanted to figure out a way of, like, when I go on these things, if I could take some people with me, especially people that were staunch anti-believers, and just spend one night and see the activity. Now, they're not going to see everything I do because they can't see the other side, but they can, sense things, and they might see some things. And that's what I really would like to do. And then at the end of the night we spend there, they say, do you have, are you so sure now there is no heaven and hell, or now you're having some doubts? And if they say, I still got some doubts, but not as much, then it's worthwhile. But when I saw this about the scariest night of my life, I thought that was so funny. But, like I said, from their perspective, maybe it was the scariest night of their life. But the more I see, the more I've gotten desensitized. So if I would have saw this, 14 years ago, I probably would have said, I can't handle this. But, over time I've seen more and more. So, but I'm sure this is not going to be the last time I see him. I'm sure it's going to happen probably sometime this week or whatever. But, yeah, I could sense just, connecting to my other side, this one has a lot of power. But we'll see what happens, and I'll keep everyone updated. But I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, but it did. So I'll keep everyone updated. Thanks for watching.